All right, I saw your video of your playing of the Chopin Etude, and what a beautiful job, particularly for somebody that's just 8 months into their piano journey. So very well done. A lot to like about that. I like that arrangement too. The Faber arrangement doesn't strip away too much of the musical stuff. They give you lots to work with. And I've got a few suggestions for you, and we're going to start with your left hand. So you've got in some places this kind of pattern. And so it consists of a bass note and then some figures. So I want to see those figures just a little quieter. At places, if you listen to your recording, at places you'll see that those figures are starting to compete with the melody. So I need to hear them in the background. They're there to provide that gentle motion and the harmony, but I don't want them to be able to compete with the melody. So it would be just like still there. You can still hear them, but the melody can sing out and still have a beautiful tone. So that's the first thing I would suggest with your left hand. Second thing is, this is a great piece to practice your phrasing. And phrasing, of course, is where we want to shape the contour of our phrase, generally speaking, so that we tend to increase in the middle and then maybe diminuendo a little bit at the end. And the general rule is, not always true, but you generally will follow the line. So the higher the notes get, the louder you play them. So I've got my music here. This isn't the original. It's an E, so it's going to sound just a half tone lower than where you're playing it. But if you think of the melody and maybe how you would sing it, it might be right? So you can see that volume just kind of follows the contour. And this is a very human thing. Of course, when we speak, our sentences tend to have contour. They go up in the middle and then they come down at the end. So this is why the phrasing is so effective. And I'm finding right now your playing is, for the most part, fairly flat. There are some places where you really do put some good contour in there. But I think you can improve on that. There's one place actually, in the next line, it's got the that's where a lot of people will be tempted to decrescendo, but it's not what Chopin wants. So you actually play it through to a mezzo forte. You do a good job of it. That's what a singer would do. But then right after that, he wants the piano. So if you were singing it, so take it back down to piano. They're so effective. Third thing I'm going to say is around the crescendo. And in the original version, it's that part. What I find with your crescendo is it gets pretty loud pretty quick. And this is a common thing among all musicians, frankly. They see that crescendo and they give it all right away, leave some for the end. In fact, if you really want to have a really dramatic crescendo, start quiet. So in the original, so you can see I had room to crescendo the whole time because I started so quietly. It's very effective and really grabbed people's attention. So I hope these tips help. I think you're doing a great job, and I'd love to see a follow-up video if you were to be able to put some of these tips into action. Thanks for posting.